Just curious. They played the music today. What was that like for you as a goaltender? And just generally speaking, how much does noise or anything audio impact how you do your job on the ice?
It's different. It's definitely different playing with music. It's not something that you're used to. I guess we've been doing it since we started phase two. We've just had music just to drown out some of the puck noise, I guess, and keep it a little bit more fun when we're on the ice. So I think it just continued on here, and I guess it's nice to have something to listen to. It takes your mind off of it and keeps you more focused on the play.
Next question comes from Mike DeFabo of the Post-Gazette. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Tristan, I appreciate you taking the time for us. We've talked to a couple of skaters, and they talked about the unique challenges of this long layoff and then trying to get themselves game ready. Can you speak to the goalies? What are some of the unique challenges for a goalie? Because I'm sure it's different than it would be a skater.
Yeah, I think it's just the timing of the puck. Sometimes your timing's a little off, not being able to get shots for a long time and just making sure you're following it, and you might be behind or had the play a little bit. So I think it's just getting back into the rhythm and back where you were before the break, I guess.
Next question is from Taylor Haas. Go ahead, Taylor.
Hi, Tristan. So how much does this feel like a brand new season, fresh start for you? Or does it feel like picking up, from last season? How much can you take away from the regular season going into the playoffs?
I think just building off it. This will be my first playoff run where I played the season, then going into the playoffs. So I think it's just about building off what I did in the regular season and making sure I'm bringing what I can into the playoffs.
Okay, the next question is from Wes Crosby of NHL.com. Go ahead, Wes.
Hey, Tristan, thanks for doing this. Kind of piggybacking off of Taylor a little bit. You had a strong start to this season. Do you think that that experience could kind of help in this case where it's a restart, so you're not just coming off of the 82 game season and straight into the playoffs? It's kind of like a new season, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You're rested and you're ready to go, and I think you just have to pick off where you left for the season. It's something that's very unusual. You usually don't get 2-3 months break between a regular season and the playoffs. So I think it's just trying to find the level that you were at in the regular season and then raising it for the playoffs.
Next question from Will Graves of the Associated Press. Go ahead, Will.
Tristan, I'm just curious, what did you do to sort of replicate, game actions? I mean, Matt talked to us a couple of weeks ago about kind of what he did with tennis ball drills and stuff. So I'm just sort of curious during the shutdown what you did to try to stay as sharp as possible.
Yeah, I think it was just the same thing, is following the tennis ball and even playing with the puck a little bit. I think that was the only real thing that we could do as goalies. We didn't really have anybody to shoot on us over the break. So it was just kind of playing catch with my girlfriend at home and playing with the dog. And I think that was about all we could mimic, is just playing with the tennis ball as much as we could and then throwing the puck around.
The next question comes from Matt Vensel from the Post-Gazette. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Tristan, what have the coaches told you about your role heading into the playoffs? I mean, have they kept it pretty vague, or have they been pretty upfront about where you stand and whether this is an open competition or it's still being sorted out?
They haven't said anything. I think it's all up in the air, and I think we're just trying to get back in shape as quick as we can and get ready to play and get ready for that first exhibition game.
Next question is Seth Rohrabaugh. Go ahead, Seth.
Hey, Tristan, you might have answered this, but how do you maintain your puck handling as a goaltender? I mean, a skater, could probably do something in the driveway with a tennis ball or something like that, but what do you do as a goaltender to try to maintain your puck handling skills?
It's just more so the same. I actually bought a hockey net at home, and I was just playing a lot of street hockey with my goalie stick. That was something that I did almost every day, was just take the dogs downstairs and play street hockey, I guess, with them.
Back to Mike DeFabo. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Tristan, I have one follow-up question and another question of my own. What are these dogs' names, and how good are their slap shots?
They're both English Mastiffs, and their name is Diesel and Kitty.
Okay, and then my other question, it's going to be probably different facing the Montreal Canadiens versus those two Mastiffs. Actually, Montreal leads the Eastern Conference in high danger scoring chances and just shots on goal. What's it like as a goalie when you face that volume of shots? Is that different for you than a different kind of team?
Yeah, I think it's just getting into a rhythm and making sure you're prepared for all angles of shots. Like playing against them this year, they shoot a lot of pucks from the corner, and basically whenever they have an opportunity to get the puck on the net, it's coming at you. So I think it's just being prepared at all areas of the ice and making sure that you're able to handle it and do the best you can to cover it or make a play with it.
Okay, the next question's from Taylor Haas. Go ahead, Taylor.
So you said, everything's still up in the air with your role. So how much of this training camp kind of feels like a battle for that starting job heading into the playoffs, or is that something you're not really thinking about yet?
No, I think for me and Matt, just to get back to where we left off, back to game play and back to being in the mindset of playing every other night. I think that's when we both play our best. And I think if it's me or Matt and net, we'll both have a very good chance with the team.
Next question from Sean Gentili. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey Tristan, I'm sorry, man. I have another question about the dogs. Like, how did that work? Did you stick sticks in their mouth or what? Just like turn them loose with tennis balls in front of you? Like, what was the story with that?
Yeah, I usually just stick handle around and they just chase me around and try and grab the ball. So I was basically just protecting it a lot with my goalie stick, and then every once in a while I'd shoot on the net and they'd chase after it and bring it back to me.
Which of the dogs was better? Is it Kitty or Diesel?
Diesel's a lot better. Kitty kind of just laid down and played dead while Diesel chased them around.
We have two more, Tristan. Wes Crosby of NHL.com. Go ahead, Wes.
Hey, Tristan. You've talked about your relationship with Matt in the past, but how much does it help being in a goalie tandem with a guy like that, that you're kind of constantly pushing each other during a camp like this? How much does it help to get pushed by a guy like that?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's awesome that we have the relationship that we do, and it's awesome that we're able to push each other. I think it makes us that much better and makes the team better. We want them to do the best they can to score on us. I think that pushes us to be better, to try and make as many saves as we can. So I think it's a good, healthy relationship we have.
Okay, the last question comes from Jenna Harner from WPXI. Go ahead, Jenna.
Hey, Tristan, how beneficial is it going to be to see a team like the Flyers in that exhibition game before you guys get going against Montreal?
It'll be good. It'll be a good competitive game for us as a warm-up, I guess, to sharpen our skills and get ready for the real thing. I think it'll help us get back into that game mode instead of just jumping right into it with Montreal. It gives us a bit of time to practice our power play and our penalty kill and just kind of sort things out that you might not get here just practicing amongst ourselves.